Ladies and gentlemen, Manchester Arena, here we go for the vacant WBO Interim Super Welterweight Championship of the World. Please welcome, as both fighters make their walk to the ring. First up, Liam the Machine Williams.
So first we have the entrance of the ambitious young Welshman. 24 years old. What a phenomenal opportunity it is for him. Gary Lockett, his trainer, following him in. Liam Williams, so heavy-handed. The more inexperienced of the two fighters, but so much potential. The British boxing writers, Young Boxer of the Year last year. 65 times that award's been given. 25 times the fighter who got that award has gone on to become a world champion. Is Leon Williams going to follow that trend? Heavy-handed, exciting fighter, but has he bitten off more than he can cope with Liam Smith?
As he makes his walk to the ring here at the Manchester Arena, Liam "Beefy" Smith.
The Liverpudlian contingent make their presence known. Plenty of Welsh supporters up here as well for Liam Williams. Liam Smith with a smile on his face, sometimes has a smile on his face as the action unfolds. He takes almost a fiendish glee in subjecting his opponents to punishment. Just the one defeat, which we talked about last September against Saul Alvarez, but how much of a psychological scar has that left? Smith maybe has more to lose tonight than Liam Williams. You could argue that for his career to continue to progress, he badly needs to win here. A very mixed reception, a lot of the Welsh fans almost making it feel like a home fight for Liam Williams. Liam Smith under pressure to deliver. The two fighters eye each other across the ring, and shortly we will get the formal introductions of the two fighters. You see there, very similar physically. Williams marginally the taller and marginally with that reach advantage. And Liam Smith yesterday weighing in just over the limit, which means that there's only one man who can win this vacant belt tonight, and that would be Liam Williams. If Liam Smith were to win, it would remain vacant. Work that one out if you can.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming live from the Manchester Arena, this is Fight Night Live on BT Sport and Box Nation. This contest scheduled for 12 3-minute rounds for the vacant WBO Interim Super Welterweight Championship of the World. This highly anticipated bout is brought to you by Frank Warren and sponsored by 32 Red, Foot Asylum and Raynham Steel, and is sanctioned by the World Boxing Organization. Steward in charge, John Handler. The timekeeper for this bout, Barry Pinder. And scoring this fight, our three ringside judges are Steve Gray, Marcus McDonnell and Donald J. Treller. When the action begins, your referee in charge from Birmingham, England, Terry O'Connor. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, the British champion, tonight wearing the black, white and gold shorts, with an unbeaten record of 16 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 11 of those wins coming by way of knockout. This boxer is fighting out of Clydach Valley, Wales, Liam the Machine Williams. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, tonight wearing the white and blue shorts, he holds a professional record of 24 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Liverpool, England, is the former British, Commonwealth and WBO Super Welterweight Champion. champion of the world, Liam "Beefy" Smith.
Go, let's spot you in the changing room, you know what to expect. Shake hands, God bless you both. Let's have a good fight.
The boxing world has been divided over this one. I wish I had a fiver for every time somebody had said to me, who do you think's going to win, Liam Smith or Liam Williams? I honestly do not know. It's so important for both men that they effectively make it their fight. The bookies can barely split them. As I speak, as they go into the fight, Liam Williams a very, very narrow favourite. But it is such a difficult pick, Richie.
Yeah, it's a close one, John, to call. Both boxers won't have to go looking for each other. They both like to box on the front foot and come forward. I think Liam Smith tonight, his danger punch will be the left hook to the body. If you watch Williams, the way he boxes, occasionally lifts that right elbow quite high, and when they get in at close quarters, Liam Smith will certainly look to land that left hook to the body, I'm sure. But yeah, it's a close one to call, John.
Williams may just have the advantage with punch power. There was an early body shot from Liam Smith, and Williams on the front foot is trying to start fast. He and his coach, Gary Lockett, have been planning for this one for a long time. This has been an obvious fight somewhere down the line for 2 years, maybe more, and Liam Smith as well, and his coach, Joe Gallagher, would have known this one is coming. Sometimes Smith just takes a little bit of time just to look at what the opposition bring to him, and at the moment, the early pace is being set maybe just by Liam Williams.
I read somewhere about Gary Lockett saying that he felt that Williams will be able to pick Liam Smith off. If that's the case, then he's obviously going to work more with his jab, which he has actually started this contest, John, behind that jab, measuring the distance, and it's been a positive start from Williams. I think it's a scouting mission at the moment for Liam Smith. He's having a look, taking his time, but the better work at this stage is coming from the Welshman.
The Welshman does have a bit of a short fuse. There's been occasions in his fight when the red haze has come down a little bit, notably against Gary Corcoran last July, when he admits that emotion got a little bit of the better of him, although he did emerge victorious. It's been a respectful sort of build-up to this one. I think both fighters know that they're in for a tough one. It's a nice shot from Liam Williams, showing decent footwork in the early stages here.
Nice shot there from Williams also. Just a short right hand as Smith's coming forward. He's got that high guard. So again, he probably needs a little bit more head movement here, Liam Smith. He's taken a lot of the shots on the gloves, but the occasional shots getting through. And certainly that right hand did just earlier on, a short punch.
Smith again trying to work the body. Smith camp were emphatic that their man was better in every department, that he would be the man with the power and he would be the man who would get the stoppage. And there's another good body shot from Liam Smith, followed by the right over the top. But Williams finishing the round on the front foot as we move into the last 10 seconds. Smith, for the moment, has been perhaps having a look at what Liam Williams is capable of delivering, and Williams has had to ship a couple of solid body shots, but for the most part, for the Welshman, a good, confident start. We're going to have a fascinating contest here. Liam Smith against Liam Williams. Smith had some success in the last minute, but would you agree that was a Williams round, Richie?
I think Williams took that round, John. I think he started the round quite strongly and he finished quite strongly. It was a little bit in the middle where Smith came back into it, but yeah, positive start from Williams. For me, he got it 10-9.
Terrific atmosphere here in Manchester. Williams was a narrow favourite for this one. We move now into the second round. Fascinating, potentially, this super welterweight battle. The two leading protagonists in Britain. Smith just waiting at this stage, keeping a nice high guard. Waiting for Williams to commit himself.
I think the pace is suiting Williams more than it is Smith, John, at this stage. He seems to be forcing the pace, using his jab well. Smith, again, He started the round throwing a few jabs, but he's gone back into that shell a little bit, and he's probably waiting a little bit too long here, Smith. He's got to do a little bit more.
Bit of use of the shoulder from Liam Williams, and referee Terry O'Connor, a former heavyweight boxer himself, saw it and just gave a little word of warning. Smith just struggling to get into range and land any telling shots of his own at the moment. He's being out-jabbed. It's the shoulder again from Williams.
You hit it on the head, John. It's because of that jab. He just can't get close enough up to Williams. He's looking to land that right hand to the body, and it's probably the left up to the body also, but he's got to close the gap down, Smith. That's his problem. And of course Williams is doing well with that jab again. You see Smith there just waiting a little bit too long again. His corner won't be too happy with that. He's got to do a little bit more work as Smith.
Joe Gallagher was very mindful of the fact that he believes that Liam Williams is a dirty fighter, that on occasion in the past he's used his head, and he's maybe said that with a little bit of justification. I'm sure that in the dressing rooms beforehand and in the run-up to this, Joe Gallagher will have spoken to the referee and said, you watch for that, you make sure that my man is not bullied around in there by anything illegal. And Smith again on the receiving end. That's better. Right hand, only a glancing blow, but Smith almost found the target there.
Edging closer and closer is Liam Smith. There's that right hand over the top. That's a great shot. Good shot from Smith, and he's looked for that, hasn't he? As he's come forward, but again, he's probably staying there a little bit too long, John. After he's thrown that right hand, he's probably got to move the feet.
It's the danger punch, and he's creating the opening, as you suggested earlier, by delivering solid body shots, and he's finishing this round quite well here, Smith. Referee is speaking to the fighters. Liam Williams looked away. A little bit of inexperience maybe. Closer round. We'll find out how Rich. Welcome back to Manchester. Close round, that one, Richie.
I thought so. It probably could have been an even round. I thought Williams was doing well, but Smith came back into it, and the judges, remember, John, always like to see a boxer finish the round strongly, which he did. So for me, it was an even round.
2 rounds completed. Richie giving the first round to Liam Williams. Second round level. We move now into round 3. Ability to take a shot by both men is sure to be tested. That's a good right hand from Williams, good accuracy, and Smith absorbs it well and holds on. And did he have a little word with him as they got in close? I think he did.
A couple of times now we've seen Williams with that fast counter with the right hand. Smith has got to certainly quicken that jab up, and he's got to get back to the on-guard position a little bit quicker, because occasionally Williams comes back with that right hand counter. It's an impressive shot, but he only delivers it if Smith's jab's slow.
Smith has a Mexican style of fighting. He tries to wear fighters down, and that's what he'll hope the further this one unfolds. But again, it's Williams on the front foot trying to force the pace in this third round. Smith trying to walk his man down and get into range. Clipped by a sneak left hand as he did so. Oh, and Smith caught with a left, which forced him onto the back foot there. Another left to the body, may have strayed low, and there's a smile from Smith, who knows that he was caught by something substantial.
Yeah, nice right hand also over the top from Williams, wasn't it? Again, Smith probably guilty of throwing that jab a little bit too slowly, and he's also guilty of not moving the head. There was a little cocky smile from Smith. He feels that he's in control, but he's getting caught here. And Williams, again, he's boxing well.
Minute to go in this third round. And the Welsh contingents, the travelling fans who've come up from South Wales, from where Liam Williams hails, they're getting very excited because they think their man is on top here. And I have to agree at this stage.
Well, there's a cut as well, John. Right eye of Liam Smith. It's caught there.
I'm sure it was caused by a punch as well. I don't think it's a clash of heads. We'll maybe be able to see that more closely between rounds.
I think Williams, John, basically he's controlling the fight at distance, isn't he? He's getting these straight shots off, long jab, long straight right hand. He seems to be boxing better at mid and long range, does Williams.
It's been the hand speed of Liam Williams which has been key as well. There's a lovely little right uppercut inside in there. Quality boxing from the Welshman, and Smith has to get into this fight and get into it soon, or Williams is starting to accelerate clear. Another round for the Welshman. You see there Liam Smith rather, with the work going on to the cut above the right eye. Now, how bad is that, Richie?
It just depends where the actual cut. If it's above the eye, then it's a bad cut, because the blood will flow into the eye and may impair the vision. So yeah, that's a nasty cut. They've got to watch that. If it's on the side of the eye, obviously it's a lot better because it runs down the face. But look at that for a straight left. It was a reverse one too. He threw the right hand out, then the straight left. The left was a tremendous shot. He's boxing well, Williams, at this stage.
Yeah, absolutely no surprise at all if it was a shot like that which had caused the damage to the eye. I didn't see a clash of heads. Pretty sure it was a punch. So, anxious times for Liam Smith. And it is confirmed that the damage was done by a punch. Into the fourth round. And the pick and fight is now looking as though the Welshman is starting to impose himself and starting to dominate.
There's a long way to go, though, John, isn't there? But the first 3 rounds, I've given 1 even and 2 for Williams. He's the one who's boxing on that front foot. He's boxing very well indeed. Smith coming forward, edging closer. That's a little bit better from the Liverpudlian.
Smith family as ever, here in numbers. Brothers, professional fighters all, dads here as well. But again, Williams landing a solid right hand and powering on the pressure once more.
Again, the tactic from Smith is to get up close, isn't it? He's looking for that left hook to the body, but it's taking the shots when he's getting there. He's got to move the head a little bit more. Now he's got damage on the eye, and the blood is started again, John. So he's got to either go for it here as Liam Smith, or protect that eye.
Will he be able to wear Liam Williams down the further the fight goes? Certainly the damaged eye would suggest that that's going to be a problem. Smith complaining to the referee, and Williams getting a word of admonishment. Smith very wary, isn't he?
Just coming forward, working with his jab, but Williams is just waiting, isn't he? He's waiting, little head clash there. But again, Williams is just doing the better work on the inside. I'm expecting more work from Smith, especially with his left hook to the body that we spoke about earlier, but he's not getting in the positions to land that shot.
Well, we've seen him start slowly in fights before and then start to wear his opponent down with body shots, but this is all Williams now. Using the forearm, not allowed. And the head's going in close. Williams giving him a bit of an old-fashioned look. A lovely uppercut. Smith trying to keep a close guard, trying to get into range, but he's being out-jabbed, shoulder going in this time again from Williams. The referee saw it.
Williams probably expected a more elusive target in front of him. He's fairly easy to hit at this stage, is Liam Smith. Williams landing well on the inside. Now Smith's coming back into it on the inside, but having said that, he's got a bad cut, hasn't he? So he really is risking. Again, the heads rub and clash.
So Williams looking as though this is a good fight for him so far. Smith still with big problems.
bad words, all right? Yeah, no, that's bad. No, it's okay. Yeah, all right. Lovely work when you're up post there, Liam. Yeah. But you've got to the reverse 1-2. When throwing 1-2, you're staying there. What did I say? You've got to come out and slip. He's throwing the reverse 1-2. And on the right hand, you're overreaching. He's laying back and coming back with a single
Here's
jab.
Joe Gallagher with Liam Smith and anxious voices in that corner.
It's not there. Step across if you've got to throw it, or shoot it under the elbow, yeah?
The cut came in the third round, and this is the moment we think that it happened with that shot.
Tremendous reverse 1-2, wasn't it? A right hand went out and then a straight left.
Liam Smith on Richie's card is 3 rounds to 1 down, 3 rounds down against Liam Williams with the second round level, so 3 points ahead. You've got it.
3 points, John. I think Williams has been in control, apart from that second round, where Smith had some success. And it's been mainly Williams, hasn't it, pushing him back and catching him with the fast counters. I think that the work from him has been a lot sharper. And Smith, for me, his feet have been a little bit too slow, and he's staying in punching range too long, John, and getting caught.
Saul Alvarez bullied him out of that undefeated record back in September. How much of an emotional, psychological scar has that left? Williams was, oh, that's a great uppercut. Williams started fast, almost as though they were intent on delivering that instant memory of that painful defeat.
And it was a painful defeat, wasn't it, for Liam Smith? But let's take nothing away from him. He's boxing against the very best in the world, probably pound for pound also, many people. But here again, Williams on that front foot. He just seems to be sharper tonight, John, than Smith.
So much at stake here for Williams. If he does emerge victorious, he would get the interim WBO belt with the expectation that Canelo will step up and vacate that belt. Referee going to be speaking to both men here, I think, trying to get him to tidy it up. And they talked about the possibility for the winner to maybe fight Miguel Cotto. Williams against Cotto, what a fight that could be, but a long way to go now. But that eye injury is worsening.
Smith was just a little bit frustrated there. He felt that he caught Williams with a good shot, and Williams just hung on a little bit too long, and the referee was trying to break them, and he wouldn't step away. So a little bit more success from Liam Smith in this round.
Williams trying to pepper that damaged right eye. All the time, Smith trying to protect that damaged face. He is absorbing plenty. Right hand does get through at last from Smith.
A little bit better now from Smith on the inside, starting to find the target a little more. The faster work is still coming from Williams, but on the inside you can see that Liam Smith he's had a little bit more success. That's where he fancies this fight, in at short to mid-range, does Liam Smith.
Well, he needs a lot more of this, and he's only coming on strong in the closing stages. Nice right hand from Williams. Big body shot as well. Fascinating stuff. Williams right up against him, and a smile from Smith as he much as to say, that's where I want to be, and I had some success.
Wipe him down.
Through me. Through me.
3-2 in. In 3-2. Yeah? Okay. Just won the last 3. Okay, give you the first 2, give him the last 3, all right? Okay? Don't let him go down for that jab. And also, your right hand, every time you free the right hand, think about where your feet are, so don't leave them behind. All you're getting caught is clipped by silly jab counters, all right? Okay, yeah? When you're letting your hands go, you're landing. You just need to let them go a little bit more, okay? Yeah? Slipping inside, uppercuts all the time. And when you pull away, he stands up tall. Let the short arm shot go. Okay? Every time you touch him,
Well, Joe Gallagher there telling Liam Smith rather, that he's lost the last 3 rounds. You disagree, Richie?
I thought that Smith may have just nicked that round, John, with his work on the inside.
And there's the scorecard as you have it. And Liam Williams, the man from Clydach Vale in South Wales, from the Valleys, he is ahead. At least that's the way we see it. Judges, of course, if it goes the distance. Steve Gray, Marcus McDonald, Donald Trella, they'll be the men who stand in adjudication. Liam Smith with that idiosyncratic flick of the leg sometimes as he moves into range. Williams has had the edge crucially so far in hand speed, but there were signs in that last round that Williams was starting to get inside and starting to work up close more effectively.
You could see from that last round, Smith prefers the contest on the inside. He's got to get up close, but it's actually getting there. Again, Williams is boxing well now at range. He's keeping his opponents at bay, and that's mainly because Smith's feet are a little bit too slow, and there's not a lot of head movement. Yeah. Looking at that on the inside there, that's because he's waiting a little bit too long.
That was quality, wasn't it, from Liam Williams?
It was a great shot. See, this is better work from Williams.
Smith trying to walk him down, trying to get into range, trying to get into a position where he can deliver those hurtful hooks to the body, but again, Williams doing a pretty good job of thwarting that move. Liam Smith's brother Callum came up with a lovely quote in the run-up to this. He said he's like Paul Scholes. Work that one if you like, out if you like. And he said that everyone in the sport knows that he's very good, but he doesn't always get the recognition.
It's a great line, isn't it?
It's better from Smith. A couple of decent body shots, then switch the attack to the head. Here's Smith just starting to inch his way back into this contest. Oh, that's good again from Williams, though.
I think Williams up to now has probably shown better variation, hasn't he? He can box at range, but also on the inside he's not scared to mix it. Smith is just trying to close that gap down, isn't he?
That's right up.
Yeah, right up, a good shot.
Uppercut coming from Smith. Last few seconds of the 6th round. And a really good competitive round it's been. Halfway stage of the fight. And that last round, Richie's given it to Liam Williams.
Better work from Williams the first probably minute and a half to 2 minutes of the round. Smith comes back towards the end of the round with a couple of good shots, but for me, overall, Williams did the better work.
A little bit more damage as well to that right eye of Smith. There's another nick. Gash around the eyebrow, and another nick on the inside of the eye, somewhere just on the inside of the bridge of his nose. So more of a target for Liam Williams to aim at. And Williams ahead on Richie's card at the halfway point.
This is where Liam Smith will be trying to drag Liam Williams into a long fight, John, over these rounds from 7, 8, 9 onwards.
Fitness, strength, determination.
Exactly. And experience, you see. He's been there before as Liam Smith.
And there was the trademark left hook to the body from Liam Smith, as Richie was saying that. And then Williams working away behind that left-hand lead.
Just the signs there now, you see, from Liam Williams, just trying to just buy a little time, just getting close to his opponent and walking him back to the ropes. The good work now from Smith, that's better.
It's a good right hand. Williams absorbs it well, though.
Well, I think those cuts have got a little bit worse, though, John. You know, that one.
Well, there's two now, aren't there?
There's a couple there, aren't there? And they've worsened, especially the one that's just above the eye. Blood trickling into his eye and then down the side of his face also. But, yeah, it's got worse.
Referee has not been looking at the advice of the doctor particularly as yet, but if it continues to worsen, you will wonder, and it might just bring a bit more of an air of desperation into the work of Liam Smith. Smith, well used to fighting the championship distance. He's gone 12 rounds on a couple of occasions, and now he is going to consult the doctor, I think, and that is starting to look a real mess. And is the doctor going to say this cannot continue? It's a punch that did the damage, remember. So if it's stopped at this point because of the cut, it would be Liam Williams who would be the winner. Doctor says, okay, it can continue, but Smith is starting to look as though he's on borrowed time here.
He may have to go for it now, John. Liam Smith knows that those cuts are bad. Doctor's had a look at him, but like you just said, he could be on borrowed time, and he's either got to go throw caution to the wind and really go for it, or does he protect it and try and box long range? But he's behind, remember, and I think he'll know he's behind, so he's got to try and maybe land a big shot on Liam Williams.
Well, it's been the hand speed for me of Liam Williams which has been the key in this contest, and it's the accuracy and speed which has caused the damage. A couple of telling body shots there from Liam Smith, but Williams, whose own strength is perhaps underestimated, keeps on coming. Nice uppercut inside from Smith. And it's going to be some emergency work in that Smith corner. They're going to have to work and work hard on that damaged right eye. First of all, Richie, as the bell approaches, how have you got this round?
Close round for me, John. I actually give that round a 10-10. Very close round indeed. Couldn't split him there.
And now, sit down, says Joe Gallagher, and they've got to work on that eye. Looks bad, Richie.
But listen, you know and I know, they don't want you to win tonight, all right? They don't want you to win tonight, all right? So anything, instead of giving him a point off, all right? You've got to understand what we're up against there, all right? Okay? So you've got to make sure you punch.
And working away is Adam Gigley in that corner.
You won that round, you boxed well. There's nothing wrong with your cut. It's as bad as it was in round 3. So don't panic, all right? Okay?
Liam, can you see how that eye when it's bleeding?
Instead of going one big shot and one big shot, put them together in twos and threes, a bit more speed, okay? A bit more speed, okay?
Gary Lockett with Liam Williams. And maybe in a position where he can just box his way to victory now. The onus is on Smith to try and change the course of this fight. That's how Richie's got it. 3 points in front, and the rounds are running out. That's an unofficial scorecard, of course. That's how Richie Woodall sees it, former world super middleweight champion. It's down to the 3 wise men, the judges. But I really can't see that anybody could be thinking that Smith is winning this fight at this point.
No, he's not winning the fight, and he's got to change things around. You heard the urgency from his coach, Joe Gallagher, in that corner. So he's got to be a lot quicker with his shots, and he's got to probably force Williams on the back foot a little bit more and try and put more pressure on and sustain the pressure, double up the attacks. But for me, Williams, his hand speed is the difference. He's just a little bit quicker. And Gary Lockett alluded to it in that corner, didn't he, saying how fast his hands were.
He's been a bit more cute, hasn't he?
He's controlled it better, John, at mid and long range as Williams. He's worked better with his jab than what Smith has.
We said beforehand the key was who made it his fight. Everybody knows that Smith is a great fighter up close, but he's not really been able to impose himself and make it his fight, perhaps to a significant extent because of that cut, which opened up as early as the 3rd round.
And he's taken too many shots, trying to gain the inside position, trying to get on the inside. There's been little head movement, and his jab just let him down tonight, Liam Smith. He should have been throwing more jabs, trying to get in the inside, closing that gap down. But it's been Williams with that faster jab. And there's that danger shot, and that was better there from Smith.
Body shot followed by the right hand, showing that Smith is not a spent force yet. Smith, his mum said, told us that he was always the rogue of the family. Always had that little bit of the fighting streak, even as a young lad. He was the one who was getting in trouble. Well, he's in trouble now.
Very talented family, aren't they? You've got Paul, Stephen and Callum. Very talented lads indeed.
Smith talking to himself as much as to Liam Williams. I think he said in there, come on then. Well, Williams moving forward, only too happy to oblige. Smith again with that trace of a smile on his face as he lands, as he finds the target. A lovely uppercut from Williams. And a brilliant left hand as well. As once more, that ugly cut opens up in the closing seconds of the round. One after the bell from Smith. Referee having a word with Liam Williams. I thought it was Smith who landed one after the bell.
Don't give him nothing to come back on you, Right, set.
Another Williams round, Richie.
Yeah, I think so. A close round again. Williams did a little bit more work. That's a good shot right on the bell there. He was just after the bell, if anything. But again, Williams's faster hands probably was the difference in the round, but there's not a lot in the round itself. Just seen another shot of that right at the end of the round. And Williams, smile on his face. I think he knows he's ahead.
Close round. There have been one or two close rounds, which sometimes can lead to a variance in the scorecards when they're tallied up. But Richie's got the Welshman, the younger man by 4 years, Liam Williams. He's got him ahead. 4 rounds to go, and the referee Terry O'Connor speaking to both men, telling him to keep it clean. A bit late for that. Good jab from Williams. Smith, I think, has probably, well, surely has got to finish this fight really big now if he's going to emerge as the winner.
Well, again, Smith coming forward, that was better there. That's a good jab. But before that, Williams was throwing 3 and 4 jabs. His jabs been a lot quicker. He's managing to keep Liam Smith at bay. Now, when they're in on the inside, Smith lands the odd shot here and there. But Williams also has had success on the inside. Just his punches just seem that a little bit quicker.
Former holder of the WBO title, remember Liam Smith, and the man who's fought in a higher level than Liam Williams. In a lot of ways, it's uncharted territory for Williams. Good left hand from Williams. Smith caught, although he was unloading punches as he did so, and he's starting to really gamble here in this 9th round.
Well, Williams there was just probably guilty of holding his feet a little bit too long, and he allowed Smith on the inside. Liam Smith landed a couple of good shots downstairs. He sensed it as well, and that's why there was a little urge and injection of pace there from Liam Smith. How can Williams respond now?
Smith needed a big round, and maybe he's producing it. Use of the forearm from Williams, not allowed, of course. And is Williams just starting to become a slightly less mobile target? Signs, perhaps, that Smith is just beginning to wear him down a bit, and the speed is coming out, and complaints from Smith. Body shot from Williams.
Feeling the pace a little bit, I think, Williams here, John. Is that lack of experience?
Yeah, he's just blowing a little, isn't he? Remember, he's never had to go the 12-round distance before.
But when you're in a 12-round contest, you do have rounds where you just ease off the pace a little bit and just try and pace yourself.
Maybe this is one of them.
Yeah, but I think at the same time he can't keep Liam Smith at bay here. That was again good right hand from Smith. He keeps coming forward.
Smith is such a strong man. He's an attritional kind of fighter. He wears his man down. That's a really good round. Both men having success. More for Smith for me.
Yeah, he's throwing much more punches in this round, probably.
And he's coming on strong in the closing seconds of this ninth. This has been the best spell of the fight so far for Liam Smith. And Williams, I think, is cut as well. Big shots from both men. And this is real toe-to-toe action in the closing seconds of a dramatic ninth round. What a round! What a round! And both of them now are cut. Awful cuts above that right eye of Liam Smith, but Williams has damage as well, and his right eye looks as though it is seriously damaged. Look at that, that is a bad one. Slashed right across the eyelid, and was it a clash of heads that did it?
That's what we're thinking, John. Let's have a look here. There's Williams there, and there's a clash of heads there. Yeah, it was a clash of heads.
It was a clash of heads.
But that was Smith's best round, wasn't it? In terms of the punches that he threw, but it's a definite clash of heads that has caused the eye damage there from Williams.
Deliberate or accidental? How would you call it?
I think it's accidental, to be quite honest. The way he's working, he's getting forward, coming. I don't think it was deliberate. I think that's just the way he's boxing. He's actually boxing on that front foot.
Well, Liam Williams is in massive... Oh, I think Williams is being pulled out. Is he? He's being pulled out. He's being pulled out of it. And Gary Lockett has said you cannot go on with that cut. Terry O'Connor, the referee, shrugging his shoulders. It was the clash of heads that did it. Williams was winning the fight on our cards, but it wasn't given as something that's going to mean that it goes to the cards, and so it is going to be Liam Smith who is going to be given as the winner of the contest. Well, what drama!
That's
what
controversial,
drama.
isn't it? And what a brave call that is from Gary Lockett. Obviously, he couldn't stop the blood from going into the eye of his boxer, and he said, you can't carry on. But it was a definite head clash that caused that cut. And yeah, he's ahead by 3 points on my scorecard, is Liam Williams, who was winning the fight.
Well, Gary Lockett, a trainer who has been in the ring as a fighter, an experienced trainer as well, and somebody who's had to cope with fighters being seriously injured in the past. And he took a look at that, and he's made the decision. It's his call, and he said, you cannot go on.
Well, if he can't stop the blood, if the blood keeps pouring into the eye, then he's protecting his boxer, and it's the right thing to do. It's just such a shame, because Liam Williams is winning the contest. I've got him three points up there, John, and it looked like Liam Williams was going to go on. However, Smith was coming back into it, but it was a head clash. It's a head clash that's done the damage.
What an irony, though, Richie, that it was the Smith camp who were worried about Williams using his head, and then when it comes to, it is the clash of heads with Smith going in, which causes the damage to Liam Williams.
Let's have another look here. Some action. There's the blood there coming from the eye. Oh, there actually seemed to be blood before that, so maybe there was a nick, and then the actual second clash of heads has even made it worse. But I think it was actually cut before that head clash that we saw there, John. We thought it came from that head clash.
We'd have to kind of spool back on the replays to see exactly where it came. And he's already bleeding by the time the head goes in. We thought it was that, what seemed like a headbutt there.
Yeah.
We thought that was what caused the damage, but in fact, the damage was already there.
There was already blood coming before that head clash there, John, and we thought that that was the one that done the damage. But apparently it wasn't.
What controversy. What controversy.
Can we ask you, Manchester, to show your respect for both fighters, Liam Williams and
Master of
Liam
Ceremonies
Smith?
asking for both fighters to be congratulated by the crowd, but it's an unsatisfactory way for the fight to finish. And really, you know, I mean, the obvious thing to say, Richie, there has to be a rematch,
well,
surely.
Without a shadow of a doubt, there's got to be a rematch. You know, you've got one boxer who's 3 points ahead on my scorecard, and I should imagine he was ahead on the judges as well.
Williams was ahead, we are told, by 1 point on all 3 scorecards when the end came. Richie had it wider than that, and maybe Williams was on his way to winning that round there, which on the judges' scorecards would have squared up the fight. But extraordinary controversy, and the clarification and confirmation of the result, and a massively controversial win for Liam Smith, will come up right now from Andy Freelander.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning of the 10th round, retired by his corner to prevent, avoiding and sustaining further damage to his eye. The winner of that contest in the blue corner, from Liverpool, Liam Beefy Smith.
Smith wins it, but remember, he was overweight at the weigh-in, so that interim WBO super welterweight title remains vacant. He doesn't take it, doesn't move into the automatic place where he will be crowned potentially as the WBO champion. And from my perspective, sitting at ringside, having watched an enthralling fight, the obvious conclusion here is that they surely have to do this again once those damaged eyes are healed. Smith against Williams, that is a fight which we will have to see for a second time.
I've got to bring in Steve Bunce right away. Steve, because we understand Williams was ahead on all three cards, if the round had started and it had then been stopped during the course of the round, we would have had a winner the other way, surely. It was that tight.
Because it was a head clash, and I think we would have gone to the scorecards.
No, that we believe there's a strong possibility that there was also damage before the clash of heads.
What you have to remember here is that Gary Lockett was having a row with Terry O'Connor, insisted it was head. We're not sure whether it was a head clash. We think it was, but we're not convinced it was. We're not certain it was. Lockett is convinced it was. But what's interesting,
but he stopped it because of concern about the welfare of his own fighter.
What it is, right? The cut was so bad on that eyelid that can split, that can separate part of the eyelid and expose most of the eye. He could not move, and he was in pain.
Come back to you shortly, Steve. Down to Liam Smith with Ronald McIntosh.
Thank you very much indeed, Paul. Liam, congratulations on a sensational victory coming from behind on our scorecards. Your thoughts on the performance you just produced and the fight you've been involved in?
It's just one of them. It was a good fight. I think I started well probably with the first two rounds, which I thought. Then I think Liam won the next three after the cut, you know what I mean? I think I feel embarrassed saying the cut bothered me because it shouldn't have, you know what I mean? I'm an experienced fighter, but you know, he got momentum. And then I think after that, I started adjusting to what he was doing. You know, he was only pouring a jab, pulling away, I'd come back with a 1-2. Once I adjusted to that, I knew I was getting to him. And listen, I think that was a good decision off Gary Lockett because I'd have stopped him the next round 100%.
So you felt you were coming on more strongly despite the punishment and the adversity of that severely cut right eye. You felt you were coming into the fight and getting stronger as it went on.
I think punishment's a bit of a bad word. He was landing like jabs and a couple of straight right hands. Punishment is a bit strong, I think. I don't know what score did you have it?
No, well, the official judges had Liam Williams ahead by 1 on all three scorecards at the time of the stoppage. 1 point from all three judges at the time of the stoppage. So it was a very close contest, and the momentum seemed to be in your favour.
Well, I don't want to be too straight and bitter about it, but it wouldn't have went. I'd have stopped him 100% the next round regardless.
Now, I spoke with Joe ahead of the contest when we were walking in MEN's arena together. You cannot win the interim title given that you were overweight at the weigh-in yesterday. You've expressed your disappointment on social media. So what's the next step? Is your future at 154? Are you going up to 160?
100%. I'll apologise again now, and I apologise to Team Williams. I apologise to the WBO. You know, there's no one more gutted than sitting here without a belt now. But I totally not misjudged it. It just wouldn't come out to me. And you know, £2 is hard when you've already lost, you know, over 2 stone. And I don't want to say I've lost over 2 stone, you know, live on television, but I'm getting a lot of criticism, which is fair dues. You know, I fail weight. I should take all the stick I'm getting. But believe me, if you don't think I'm a genuine fighter, then you never will. I'm the most genuine fighter you'll ever come across. I give everything 100%. I've never failed weight before. I totally apologised, and like, you know, I'm gutted sitting here without a belt. I've got massive respect for the WBO. I was WBO champion and I want that belt back.
Well, nobody would doubt the fact that you're a genuine fighter. Liam Williams disappointed at having been stopped at the end of that round. But your thoughts on what was just an enthralling contest where you were ahead by 1 point for all three of the judges at the time of the stoppage. Your thoughts on that contest?
Yeah, I mean, you know, all praise to Liam. He made me work very hard. I felt comfortable. I did start to tire a little bit, I'll be honest. but then I started tired after about maybe 5-6 rounds, and then, you know, the last one where it actually got stopped, I was, you know, I felt okay, I was firing again, and you know, it's just a disappointment, but all credit to Liam. He's a class fighter, take nothing away from him. It was a very good fight, and you know, I respect him. Whatever happened beforehand, who gives a shit, you know?
Well, apologies, we are live on television, but you can understand the emotions these guys are exhibiting at the moment. It's still inconclusive as to what caused the cut. Was it? What do you think that caused it?
I think it was an head. Was it an head clash? Am I right there?
No, I think you were cut beforehand underneath. But I don't know.
I know you rolled, and I think you clipped me with the head, and then but you did hit me straight after as well. So it was a bit of both, you know. Look, it don't matter. It don't matter. That's it's behind us now. I've lost the fight. I'll come again. Fair play to Liam. He's had a very good win.
Well, you just treated the Manchester Arena crowd here to a terrific night. I'm going to ask Frank at the moment, seeing as you're both under Frank's auspices, but how keen would both of you be to do this one again?
100%. I want to go again. I want another chance. It's never going to be an easy fight against Liam because, look, he's class. I know however much it hurts me to say that because he's just beat me. He's a class fighter, and I give him all the credit in the world.
Liam, you keen for a return?
As I said to you before, on those genuine fighters you'll probably come across, and if Frank offers the money, 100%, yeah. No, you know, to be totally honest with you, I want to go and become world champion again, and I would do that again because it was my fault I missed weight. So, you know, yeah, I would. I think I was kind of ahead of Liam, but, you know, like, I would. I think if he wants, I'll probably owe him for not making weight. So, yeah, I'll do it again.
Well, we'll look forward to that. We'll bring Frank in a moment. But Gary, if you could just come in and tell us what was the thinking behind the decision to pull Liam Williams out at the end of that round when he returned with the cut? We can see how bad it is. Was it the injury? Was it the fact he appeared a little bit discombobulated? What was the thinking?
Back to the corner, he said he couldn't see, but take one look. I can't let a fighter fight with that. That's not right. Simple as that. But you know, and it was only gonna. I think it was only gonna get worse. Liam was coming on strong, and he couldn't really see clearly out of it. And you know, it's a correct decision. You know, Liam was very, very tired. You could see that. Did you say he was up on all scorecards?
All scorecards. Liam Williams 1 round ahead.
Comes on strong. You see how he was cutting the distance down. He was making Liam work really, really hard. But as he's come back, he said, I can't see. But then, you know, what do you do with that? You can't do that.
Well, we understand the compassionate call you've made. Nobody questions your credentials, given your standing in the sport as a fighter and a coach. Frank, last word from you. These guys have just produced, we're only in, what, April, but it's already a candidate for Fight of the Year domestically.
Great fight, you know, two fantastic fighters, big hearts. It's a shame they both got the cuts, but that's boxing. And it's a shame for the winner that he's not coming away with a title. Shame he's not coming away with a title. And the bottom line of it is, we're going to try and do it again. But obviously, we'll sit down with him and make sure everybody's okay. But try and get it on again, but for the title. So that's what we're going to try and do.
Well, Frank, thank you very much indeed. Liam Smith, congratulations on your victory. Liam Williams, congratulations on your part in a terrific contest. Shame there had to be a loser tonight, but you've provided a wonderful spectacle. Thank you.
Finished business. First issue is going to be giving them enough time for those cuts to heal. That is going to take some months, certainly in the case of Liam Williams, and one can understand Lockett's point of view completely on that. Richie, how well did Liam Smith do under such pressure from the cut he sustained early on? Because as even Lockett and Williams accepted, he poured it on late on, didn't he? He came back strong.
He did, and I did think that no matter how bad that cut was going to get, there was that much blood that was coming down his face, the referee was just going to allow it to continue. I do think, though, that Liam Smith, you could see signs that he's probably suffered to make the weight here because he just didn't have that spark tonight, Liam Smith. He struggled in terms of his hand speed. He struggled in trying to close that gap down. He got caught far too many times in mid and long range.
Given that he gets the cut as early as the 3rd round, you know, to stay in it from that point.
Oh, listen, no one's going to question his bottle. Them Smiths, they're real fighters, mate.
Cut. This is that cut.
Then let's have a look. So
a proper clean. It's clean.
It's a clean punch. It's a reverse 1-2. It was a right hand and then the straight left.
That's big, powerful ramrod.
That's what we think that caused the cut.
There was a point, you know, in the very first 20 seconds, Liam Smith threw a right hand, and it was so slow.
Now watch closely here, Steve. Is this the moment where Williams sustains the damage before the clash of heads?
See, there's a clash of heads coming up now.
It's on the other side, Rich.
Yeah. Watch him come in there. We think the cut's already been met.
No, see, I think the head goes through first and it comes back.
As Liam Williams did say in the interview. Liam said that, Williams.
I think that's the head. I think that's the cut.
Look at the cut now, Paul. It's the right decision by Gary Lockett. No question, because the blood's running into his eyes.
Gary said, look at that, he said to Ronald McIntosh. I can't have a fighter fight with that. It was simple. And what's really rare, Richie, and you'll understand this, we see guys cut all the time. We've grown up watching guys cut in the 60s and 70s and 80s when they seem to get cut more. And you never see them wincing in pain. You saw Liam Williams there, and he's a tough man from the Ronda. He was wincing in pain at that cut. You seldom see that, Big Paul.
Yes, and also I think he was just struggling at that stage also to keep. He even admitted it, keeping him at bay. Yeah, he was dropping off. So, but you know, for me, he was ahead. I was a little bit surprised that the judges only had it by one. I had it a little bit wider than that.
I had it 6-3 at the end.
Well, but Williams was fading, and we know that Smith was coming, and that may have been the game plan for Smith to drag him into those deeper waters.
Listen, it was so good we could talk about it for a considerable extra period of time, which we do not have on this broadcast. So much still to come. Just a reminder, the fully immersive experience, I don't know if anybody could stomach seeing everything we just witnessed from every possible angle, but technically now it is possible. BT Sports YouTube channel for the 360 experience on that, and all the highlights, of course. And 2 big live fights still ahead tonight, with Terry Flanagan defending his WBO lightweight title, and before that, Nicola Adams, the Golden Girl,